Hello, my dear students of class 8. Today we will read the part 2 of the text, The Selfish Giant. Here are some outlines of the part. To celebrate the return of the children, trees covered themselves with birds and blossoms. So when the children returned to garden, the trees covered themselves with birds and blossom, means flowers. The giant was delighted to see his friends back. So who was his friend? That Cornish Agar or who? That we will see. Especially a little boy whom he loved dearly, especially a boy. So see, at first he would hate them. Later it is written that he whom he loved dearly. He loved one boy very dearly. Why? That we will see. The little boy soon disappeared only to return much later. But the little boy soon disappeared, vanished, only to return much later and return very much later. So we will start our reading. He saw a most wonderful sight. He witnessed the most wonderful, that you cannot believe, beautiful scenery. Through a little hole in the wall. So there was a very small hole in that big wall that giant built. The children had crept in. The children were entering. This crept in means come secretly. They were entering secretly. And they were sitting in the branches of the trees. They were sitting in the branches of the trees of giant's garden. In every tree that he could see, there was a little child. In every tree that he means giant could see, there was a little child. There was a little child was sitting on the tree. And the trees were so glad to have the children back again that they had covered themselves with blossoms and were waving their arms gently above the children's heads. And the trees were very much happy. So glad means very much happy to get the children back again. And they had covered themselves. They had filled themselves with blossoms, with flowers, and were moving their arms, their branches, gently, very softly, where above the children's heads. They were moving as if they were kind of making hand fan, right? The birds were flying about and twittering with delight. The birds were flying here and there and making chirping sound with happiness, delight. And the flowers were looking up through the green grass. The flowers were looking up through the green grass and laughing. Means the garden was filled with flowers. It was a lovely scene. Underline this. The question might come. Explain the lovely scene. You have to explain this paragraph from he to this lovely scene. He saw a most wonderful sight to that lovely scene. Only in one corner of the garden, it was still winter. It was the farthest corner of the garden. Farthest means the not richest, okay, or not closest, but the farthest corner. For the farthest corner of the garden, and in it was standing a little boy, and there was standing a little boy. He was so small, he was very small, that he could not reach up to the branches of the tree. He was not able to climb up the tree, and he was wandering all around it. So he was moving all around the tree, crying bitterly, crying very badly. The poor tree was still covered with frost and snow, and the north wind was blowing and roaring above it. And the poor tree, poor means here helpless, tree was still covered with frost. Snow means all the characteristics, all the features of winter, okay, were still present in that corner. Climb up, little boy, said the tree. The tree was saying, climb up, little boy. And it bent its branches down as low as it could. And it was bending, the tree was bending its branches down as low as it could. But the boy was too tiny. The boy was very small. That's why he was not able to reach. As if the tree was requesting the boy to come, to climb up, and to free the tree from the curse of winter. But the boy was so small that he was not able to climb up. The giant's heart melted as he looked out. Melted means he softened. First he was selfish, harsh, rude, but his heart melted, softened down. How selfish I have been, he said. He said he had been very selfish. Now I know why the spring would not come here. Then he understood that why the spring did not come, the spring did not visit. I will put that poor little boy on the top of the tree, and decided to put up, to help to climb up that little boy on the top of the tree. And then I will knock down the wall. Then he decided to knock down the walls of the garden. And my garden shall be the children's playground forever and ever. And decided to declare his garden as children's playground forever and ever. And he was really very sorry for what he had done. And he was very unhappy for his misdoings, that he came, he forced the children to leave his garden, and he built that high wall around the garden. So that's why he was very sorry for his misdoings. Right? That's all. Thank you.